Dear students, the topic of this lecture is drivers of supply chain performance. Let us discuss the questions what we have asked in the last lecture. The first question is, what is lead time? The time between the customer order initiation and the product delivered to the customer. That is called a lead time. The next question is, differentiate between demand uncertainty and implied demand uncertainty. Demand uncertainty means the uncertainty happens in a demand for a product. Implied demand uncertainty means the uncertainty in the demand happens for a product, but the difference is here it happens only for the portion of the demand. For example, the demand uncertainty for emergency orders only. Third question, what do you mean by value chain? Value chain shows a set of interrelated activities where company can create value so that to design a better competitive supply chain strategy. Fourth question, responsive supply chain gives least priority to cost. Say true or false. The answer is true. Before landing on the real drivers of supply chain performance, we should discuss about financial measures. Why should we discuss this topic, financial measures, before going to the drivers of supply chain performance? Let us recall the concept of supply chain surplus, which we have discussed previously. The supply chain surplus is the total benefit to be shared by all the people involved in the supply chain system. The supply chain profitability is the ultimate aim of any supply chain system. Of course, profit making is the aim of any business. So, we should discuss about the financial aspect of the supply chain. Then only we can relate this financial system with the drivers so that to achieve the ultimate aim of maximizing the supply chain surplus. We discuss some of the measures here. The first one is return on equity, ROE. It measures the return on investment made by a firm's shareholders. Whenever a company is started fresh to raise the capital amount, they may raise the part of the capital from various shareholders. The return on equity ratio tells how much profit the company can earn from investors' money. The formula is ROE is equal to net income divided by average shareholder equity. This ratio tells you how much money the company earns on an investor's amount. The higher the ROE ratio, the higher the profitability. The next measure is ROA, that is return on assets. It measures the return earned on money invested by the firm in assets. ROA is the ratio of net income produced by total assets during a period of time. In other words, it measures how efficiently a company can utilize its assets to produce profits. The formula for ROA is earnings before interest divided by average total assets. The higher the ROA ratio is better for the company. Next is accounts payable turnover. That is, accounts payable means the amount to be paid to the suppliers for the goods and the services. If the ratio is high, it means that there is very less time between the purchase of goods and services and the payment. But if the ratio is low, it means that there is considerable time between the purchase of goods and services and the payment. If the accounts payable turnover is low, it means that the company can use that money for its own business for a short period. The formula is cost of goods sold divided by accounts payable. Next, we see the components of asset turnover. The first measure is accounts receivable turnover, that is ART. What is the formula for calculating ART is sales revenue divided by accounts receivable. What do you mean by accounts receivable means? We have sold several products to different customers. The accounts receivable shows the amount to be collected from the customers for the items sold to them. So this ratio shows that how efficiently we collect the amount from the customers. The higher the ratio, it shows that our payment collection system is better and it is good for the company. If the ratio is low, it means that our collection system is not so good and we have to improve the accounts receivable turnover. Next ratio is inventory turnover. The formula for inventory turnover is cost of goods sold divided by inventories. This inventory turnover ratio measures how efficiently our inventory system is managed. If the ratio is high, it means that the inventory system is utilized better. That means we don't overstock the items when compared to the items sold. If the ratio is low, it means that our inventory system is not utilized in a better way. The next ratio is property, plant and equipment turnover ratio. The formula is sales revenue divided by property, plant and equipment cost. This measures the company's ability to generate net sales from its fixed assets like property, plant and equipment for a certain period. If the ratio is high, it means that the company uses the fixed assets in an efficient way. If the ratio is low, it means that the company is not utilizing the assets in an efficient way. Two other financial measures. One is markdown. This represents the discounts required to convince customers to buy excess inventory. Sometimes the companies will announce discount in the rates in order to move the bulk goods available in the inventory. this case, the manufacturer actually he loses part of his profit. So the financial statements show only the revenue received from sales, not the revenue that could have been received. So if the items were sold at the actual rate, the profit will be higher than the items sold at the discounted rate. That is what the measure called as markdown. The next measure is lost sales. This represents customer sales that did not materialize because of the absence of products the customer wanted to buy. This customer is asking for the particular product, but that product is not available in the shop or market, so that the manufacturer lost his sales because the customer might have gone for some other product or some other brand. Students, answer for these questions.